Hello and welcome back to the Turbo Newscast.
Hi.
We're here for the final section of the evening, section 3, the little bit more controversial section. So, yeah, we're gonna start out with some news from my state, the great, insane state of California.
Indeed.
Now, we've had some awesome things. We've had some
Not so awesome
not so
things.
awesome things. In fact, I think we've even featured on Section 2 once or twice.
Yeah.
Not as often as Florida, though.
No, well, that's impossible now.
You'd have to try pretty damn hard to be
Yeah.
as often as Florida.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
we've had some awesome things. We've had some not so awesome things. Lately, our main thing is, or at least lately on the internet, our main thing is Daryl Issa. He's a Republican, California. And he had an interesting idea. He proposed a 2-year moratorium on any new laws, rules, or regulations governing the internet created by the government. It's an interesting idea in concept. It's actually a very interesting idea in concept. It just no, I don't think I like it.
Mm.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. He obviously wants to kind of appeal to the internet community because at least he can tell they can make or break this bill. Because we did that with SOPA, we did that with PIPA, we keep doing that with these sort of things. So, he's kind of reaching out and trying to appeal to the internet audience. So, he did an AMA on Reddit yesterday, seeking questions, comments regarding his new proposed bill, and pretty much anything else. I'm not sure if it was an AMA or an AMA. Ask me anything or an ask me almost anything. But specifics. So yeah, that seems like a great idea for him.
Have you ever done anything illegal?
Yeah. Now, if you're wondering, the legislation is called the Internet American Moratorium Act, conveniently abbreviated to IAMA, which is another Reddit thing. Yeah. Now, what he wasn't expecting, though, during his AMA, was Redditors attacking him for his fluctuating positions on these subjects. For instance, him supporting CISPA, but being against SOPA and PIPA, and now going back to being against any regulations on the internet. In fact, he was a co-sponsor of CISPA, and he was taken to task for that. He was also taken to task for his repeated support for the Patriot Act, which he didn't reply to. And I think it's interesting because one of the main things that I think is it just doesn't make sense. I mean, yes, I get it. You're trying to appeal to the internet thing that they don't want limitations on the internet. but you're just banning governmental regulations. And not all regulations are bad. You need some regulations, mainly on the corporations controlling the internet. You need more regulations on the ISPs than you do on the actual internet itself. But I believe this bill would stop all regulations on ISPs as well, or something like that. So really, it just kind of felt like a publicity stunt for most Redditors.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not on Reddit too often, so I don't know all the,
I'm always on Reddit.
You see, that's your problem.
My problem? I find most of the news for this thing. That's how I do it.
I don't blame you. But still, I don't really know much about Reddit. But, I don't know. Appealing to the masses of the internet by doing this apparently didn't work very well.
We'll see. It's a little bit early right now. But we'll see.
Well, I'm not voting on it.
Alright.
Fix your own damn state.
In other Republican news... Yeah, we always tend to have a lot of that. The GOP has rejected President Obama's opening budget bid.
It's that same picture from last week.
I know, it is, isn't it?
Are they getting it? Are the Bush tax cuts getting it?
Why do they still have the election results on the right side? I think by now we know.
Just in case. You never know. Someone from America might be coming back from their trip to Mexico, and they haven't heard the results by now.
But no. In a Capitol meeting with House Speaker John Bonner, Thursday, Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner submitted the Obama administration's proposal for addressing medium-term deficits and avoiding across-the-board tax increases and spending cuts at the end of the year. Republicans called the proposal outlandish and brushed it aside as unserious, but it's almost entirely comprised of policies Obama campaigned on and included in his budget for the current fiscal year. And he did satisfy GOP demands that Obama offer up a plan that includes spending cuts. So now it's kind of painting Republicans who've been a little bit reluctant to specify their own Medicare cut proposal, kind of painting them into a tight corner.
So it's kind of like, hey, we want you to cut government spending. He's like, okay, we'll cut some government spending. And they're just like, nope.
Yeah.
Not doing it. Not accepting you.
Pretty much. Oh well.
Oh well, lost cause.
It's the Republicans. They've been a lost cause for a while.
Since Reagan.
Well, we've got another one. This one's horrible. This one's probably my least favorite story out of this entire thing. Well, second least favorite story, sorry. We'll get to my least favorite story. But no, this next one is probably my second least favorite story in this entire section. Linda McMahon sends staffers bounced checks, a condom, and tells them you're screwed. Her Senate campaign in Connecticut told WTNH-TV they were not paid after Election Day. After they received bounced checks, McMahon's people stated that new checks would be mailed out. You know how that always goes. But Twain Dungomez, was punished for speaking to the press. Apparently, no one should know about McMahon's cheap ass, who is only cheap with those working for her. McMahon spent $100 million on 2 failed campaigns for Senate.
Well, I hope that never runs again. I don't know. Why is this story in here?
Because politics.
This is just awful. This is not politics, this is just awful.
It's office politics.
It's just being a jerk.
Yeah. While being handed a check, Don Gomez states that the campaign told him they were mad that he reported the bounced checks. So he got a little something extra in his envelope, in the form of a condom, and then promptly told him that he was screwed.
So, pretty glad not in office.
I just want to see them all sue her.
Yeah. Can Apple sue her?
I was gonna say for what, but
It doesn't matter.
As the words were about to leave my mouth, I realized I don't care.
You can redeem yourself, Apple, somewhat.
Yeah, sue Linda McMahon.
I don't care for what. You'll find something. You always do. Wrestling match.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go take a quick sidestep over, we're done with the politics for the most part. We're gonna take a quick sidestep into an area we haven't actually visited in a while.
O'Reilly?
We're gonna go check out the religion stories.
Well, O'Reilly.
Yeah, O'Reilly.
I don't think we talked about him at all, actually.
Oops. No, we've talked about him before.
Oh, we have?
I think so.
The implied.
Bill O'Reilly has accused, again.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
why
good at doing that.
I don't know why David Silverman keeps going on this guy's show.
Yeah, why does he keep doing that?
I don't know.
Like,
maybe so we can keep getting more memes.
You're better than that.
Because the last time he did it, we got the face. So
he's like, yeah.
O'Reilly bashes fascist atheist. Christianity is not a religion, so Christmas displays are okay.
What?
Yeah. On his show Wednesday night, Fox News host Bill O'Reilly accused American Atheists President David Silverman of being a fascist who wanted to banish Christmas from the United States. He insisted that Christmas displays in public buildings were not a constitutional issue because Christianity is not a religion. To quote him, "It is a fact that Christianity is not a religion; it is a philosophy. If the government was declared saying that the Methodist religion deserves a special place in the public square, I would be on your side."
Oh my gosh. So, does that mean I can take down Christmas trees and just put up statues of Socrates?
Wouldn't that be cool? I kind of want to do
they're
that.
pretty badass. And then I could like decorate the Socrates.
That sounds like the most amazing idea ever. Okay, note to self, I need a statue of Socrates.
Yeah. I feel kind of stupid after reading that.
See, okay. This is the part that kills it for me. O'Reilly said Silverman's views were insane, and that he should get his merry band of fascists together to re-vote on Christmas being a federal holiday. After Silverman objected to being called a fascist, O'Reilly again reiterated the point by saying he was a fascist because he wanted to banish Christmas. See, at that point, the first point, I would pretty much have had enough of that. I would have just gotten up and punched him in the face. Because God knows Bill O'Reilly really needs a good punch in the fucking face.
Well, Jon Stewart does a pretty good job.
No, he needs a literal punch in the fucking face.
As opposed to a metaphorical.
Yeah. I mean, look at that face. You just want to punch that face.
Right in the side.
Yeah.
It's just asking.
That face is more punchable than Pat Robertson's.
Oh.
That face is more punchable than Pat Robertson's is old.
Well, at least Pat Robertson admitted he was wrong.
Yeah, Pat Robertson has been going senile or something.
Bill O'Reilly is still Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly needs to start getting some of whatever Pat Robertson's on.
They're all on their amazing Republican drug. I don't know what it is, but it must be awesome.
I don't know what it is, but I think they need more of it. Or less of it, or something.
A different dosage.
Something needs to happen.
Ugh.
Well...
Does that story just make you burp?
Yep. Alright. So...
Moving on.
This next story, we're going to take a quick departure from the United States for a little bit. This next story has the internet worried. Rightly so, probably. Now, I was debating whether or not I should put this in Section 1 or Section 3, but I ultimately decided that really it just fits, tone-wise, better with Section 3. That's why it's in here and not over there. So, Syrian internet is gone. Completely gone. Not as in, oh, we're having temporary down. Completely gone. Nothing in Syria is reachable.
It's like if you were in a horror movie and someone gave you a radio and it just stopped working.
Yeah, pretty much. As of the first update to this story, there were still a couple networks that were connected, but they have been taken down now. In case you're wondering, this is where we're talking about. This is uptime. This is the number of globally reachable networks. Now you're seeing they have a little bit of problems here, just over 23rd through the 25th, but nothing major. They have a big thing down on the 25th of November, though. Don't know if that was maybe a precursor to this, or if it was just maybe a little bit of unexpected downtime. But then you've got pretty crystal clear service up until just about midday November 29th, today, where it just drops off the fucking map. There's nothing available. In case you're really curious, there were 5 services. There were 5 servers reachable. Not anymore. Now, speculation is, because the official position is it's just downtime for everything. Speculation is they're doing it kind of for the same reason that Egypt is. They're doing it to kind of, what is it?
To
Oh,
stop
God
the
damn it.
porn.
No, not to stop the porn. They're doing it to isolate, there we go, isolate the, protesters from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now we've also got some pretty interesting video from Cloudflare, but I'm gonna talk over it because there's really nothing. It's just, what you're watching here is network routes being redrawn and withdrawn. Every time one of the, colored bands flares up, it's being withdrawn. Now there's not much interesting in the first roughly a minute, but after about a minute it's where it gets really interesting. Now, in case you're curious, what exactly they were looking at before, well, this. The last 4 sites recorded, at least on Cloudflare, that received results from Syria in the last seconds before access was cut, were photobook.com, which is a photo sharing blog, aliktisari.com, a Syrian news site, Madina.com, a Muslim-oriented social network, and 22.xxx. I think you can figure out what that is. Yeah, here's where all of the,
Must be online grocery shopping.
yeah. That was in, I believe, in real time. How that was the, network routes being redrawn and withdrawn. It's kind of bizarre watching that, isn't it?
Watching the internet die.
Yeah.
It's like all the lights going out.
But, oh, no but. It
No,
felt like there was a but there.
but it's not. Does that answer it for you?
Yeah, the government, the official government position is, oh, the, protesters just, cut some cables, stuff like that. But according to the network team at Cloudflare, the systematic way in which routes were withdrawn that you saw in the video suggests that it was done through updates in router configurations, not through a physical failure or cable cut.
So it's not going to be as easy to get back on.
So, yeah, it's, I get the feeling we're either going to see extremely interesting news out of Syria in this coming week, or we're not gonna see anything. And it's not gonna be nothing. Because there are still reporters in there. They do still, I would assume, have satellite reception, for the time being at least, maybe. But
Till they build a giant wall over Syria that blocks out this. It happened in my school. Can't get reception down there.
But yeah, we're gonna be seeing interesting things coming out of Syria in the coming weeks. Oh well.
Not much you can do about it.
Yep. In other news, other somehow less depressing news, somehow, we finally have bonus cuts for Wall Street. Almost,
Cue the violins.
Yep, cue your world's smallest violins and grab your world's smallest handkerchiefs.
You know, your world's largest handkerchief, because you're gonna cry a lot.
Wall Street. Yeah, about 20% of financial service employees around the world will not get their year-end bonuses. According to Options Group, an executive search company that advises banks on pay. Those who do collect bonuses may see payouts unchanged from last year or increased 10% or less. Compensation consultant Johnson Associates estimates executives won't have to pay up because they're saying, where are these guys going to go? We're in an environment where a lot of people are just happy to have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I really don't know what to think of just about Wall Street. I really wish that I'd gotten a little bit more involved, or a little bit more, just had read a bit more.
Mentally involved.
Yeah, a little bit more knowledgeable about. I wish I were a little bit more knowledgeable about just Wall Street
in general.
Yeah. Because honestly, as scummy as all of the news that I've seen about them makes them out to be, they're still interesting. They're extraordinarily interesting.
I guess.
Just because of... You know, I actually meant to watch that. Because I watched the first Wall Street, and I loved it. It's surprisingly a great movie. If a tad bit boring at times, it is about stock trading after all.
I was saying, can that be?
But, yeah, honestly, I actually do kind of want to see that second one. I just never got around to it. Alright. Well, I didn't want to go out on a sad note, so we're going to go out on a high note. This week.
Yay!
At least a relative high note. We're coming back to my state, too.
Oh, gee, and the things that didn't really need to be studied.
Yeah, California's marijuana decriminalization has dropped youth crime rate to a record low. Now you're wondering, what exactly is this record? The underage crime rate is the lowest it's been since we started keeping records.
So basically it is a record low.
Yeah, it is literally a record low.
Well, I would say yay, but I'm not surprised that in the least bit.
No, I'm not either. The number in the 1 year period between 2010 and 2011, there was a 20% decrease in juvenile crime. Arrests for violent crimes dropped by 16%, homicide went down 26%, and drug arrests decreased nearly 50%.
Yay, California.
Yay, us.
California.
Yeah, California's drop in serious youth crime has decreased faster than the rest of the nation.
I wonder if Colorado will drop pretty fast now.
You know, I would expect it to. Because the authors of the study have discounted a host of other explanations for why juvenile crime has dropped so precipitously. And they do assert that the only two major factors explaining the trend are the loosening of the marijuana laws and improvements in economic well-being of California youth. So, yeah, if they're getting a bit more money over there in Colorado or up there in Washington, then yeah, chances are we might see pretty awesome drop in youth arrest or in juvenile crime.
Yeah,
That would be
that's why.
that'd be really nice to have something like that to shove in the Republicans' faces.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll happen too, because drugs are the main reason people are arrested here in America, especially marijuana. I think marijuana is like the highest,
Mm-hmm.
simply because it's really the only one you can track, really.
It's the most common one too.
Yeah, I mean, you can't track other ones because they're just made with legal stuff that you can buy.
Yeah,
So,
shit. You can make what is it? Meth. You can make meth in a Walmart from Walmart
yeah,
stuff.
we've seen it before.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
I could have put another one of those stories on here again.
I'm so glad you didn't.
They had one this week.
Oh Christ! Yeah, the one about the. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. They had it on
They had to
What the Fuck Is
evacuate
Wrong with You?
Yeah, they had to evacuate the store.
Alright, well, I think that's gonna be all for us this week.
We're
Thanks.
ending on meth
Yeah, we're ending on meth.
and Walmart.
I think we have a title quote for this section.
We're ending
We're
on
ending
meth.
on meth. Alright, we will, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
You can see us live at justin.tv/turbonewscast if you're watching the recording. Every Thursday at 8-ish Pacific.
Or 11 Eastern.
Or 11 Eastern. Usually we go pre-show by then, so.
Yeah.
We don't
Even if
actually
we're
start
not-
till way later.
Yeah, but we were live by that point usually.
Yeah. I try to be live at least, so we have something to watch on here.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.